Hello and welcome to Broken Entertainment. So this is our spoiler-free review of Godzilla vs. Kong, and I have this picture up here from the original King Kong vs. Godzilla from 1962, because before I was going to try and show you some clips and kind of from the original movie and kind of explain some really cool stuff that the new movie does a lot better, but every time I tried to do that, I got copyright claimed on the video, so here's a still picture of King Kong getting drunk. Um, so just bear with me on that. But as far as this new movie goes, it's not a movie I was excited about, and coming out of it, I'm like, I'm still not that excited about it, to be honest. If you really want to watch don't get lectured at, don't get an agenda shoved down your throat, have the characters respected movie, watch the last 45 minutes of the movie and watch the first fight scene. You can literally watch those two portions of the movie and not watch anything else and miss nothing. So the character development as it is for the humans is essentially non-existent. The character development for the monsters is actually really well done. The human characters are, like most legendary Godzilla and monster movies, not the highlight of the movie, we'll say. I can't remember any of their names. I couldn't remember any of their names 20 minutes after the movie finished. And a lot of them are insufferable and annoying. And there's a lot of typical tropes and a lot of there's especially early on there's some man dumb woman smart stuff going on, but it's not horrible. It's not turn off the movie bad, but it is there. And that said, those being my main complaints, the CGI in this movie is fantastic. The way King Kong looks, especially the way his fur's animated, his facial features, his facial expressions and everything are great. And the fight scenes are very, very well done. There's nothing that's going to surprise you in this movie. And there is, as the director said, there's a clear winner of Godzilla versus King Kong. And I have no complaints about that, because they actually treated the monsters well, unlike in the original movie, where King Kong gets magical superpowers when he gets hit with lightning and is inexplicably as tall as Godzilla and resistant to radioactive breath and all this stupid stuff they did to shoehorn the fight in and make it work. This movie doesn't suffer from any of that. Okay, King Kong has been built up over multiple movies to be as strong and as tall as Godzilla. And they really reflect their differences in terms of fighting style very well. They show more of Godzilla's brute force and more of King Kong's tendency to think things through. Not that Godzilla is portrayed as stupid. In fact, he has a very intelligent moment later on in the movie, in the final act. That's very cool. And that part of it is very well done. The director respected the fans. He respected the source material, being the original movie. He respected the monsters. It would be nice if the first hour and a half or hour roughly of the humans was done a lot better, and because then it wouldn't feel like two completely different movies. One that's very boring and one that's really awesome. But that's the way it felt to me. And when you get into the character, when you really dig into the human part of it, you really don't want to dig into the human part of it. The best thing that comes out of that is seeing Mechagodzilla, which I said spoiler free. I don't think that's a spoiler at this point. Everybody knows Mechagodzilla's in this movie. There's some really cool stuff in the final act, for sure. And it's good to see that Legendary Pictures found their lights, Okay, it's a Godzilla movie, and it's not all at night. And there are parts of it at night, but it actually looks really good because instead of it being dark and trying to hide everything, as far as CGI goes, they embrace their CGI and they're like showing it off in this movie. And the final fight takes place in a city that's very well lit, that looks really cool with lots of neon lights at night. Looks great. And there's the monsters are not hidden, which is nice because that was a big complaint, right, from the Godzilla 2014, is that it takes forever to actually see Godzilla, and then like half of it's really dark and at night. Well, you don't have that here. The lore surrounding some of the King Kong stuff, King Kong gets a lot of screen time, a lot more actually than Godzilla gets. So it's almost more of a King Kong movie than a Godzilla movie. But the screen time that King Kong himself gets is all very good. When King Kong's on the screen and the movie is more about King Kong, things go very well. Okay? It's the intervening parts. And there's a lot of references to the original movie that are actually done a lot better than in the original movie. The most famous one I can think of being the original movie. There's a scene in the fight where King Kong tries to shove a tree down Godzilla's throat, and there is a reference to that. It's done very well. It's not anywhere near as comical as the original movie was done, and actually adds to the fight and makes sense. It's a really good part of the fight. There's also a scene where there's two scenes where Godzilla is or not Godzilla, King Kong is transported, and that's also in reference to the original movie. Except in the original movie, they float him in on giant balloons with a bunch of wires. But in the new movie, it makes more sense. It's still kind of like, but it's not giant freaking balloons. And, at the end of the day, it's a monster movie. So, how much sense does it have to make in that regard? Not a whole lot, but you gotta do better than balloons. So, glad to see that. There were a lot of throwbacks in general to the original movies, not just the original King Kong versus Godzilla either. And Godzilla's music every time he shows up is fantastic. There's a lot of keynotes taken from some of his original themes mixed in with his modern themes. I really liked that a lot. So if you're looking for a movie that is two monsters having an awesome fight, breaking a lot of stuff, the last 45 minutes of the movie and the initial encounter between the two is definitely for you. If you're looking for a movie with a deep plot and great human character development and awesome characters that you'll remember for the rest of your life, your time is better spent elsewhere. Put it that way. And as far as my complete dislike of this concept from the get-go, starting with the 1962 movie, I still don't like the concept. But I do like the execution at the end of this movie. I thought that was done well enough to take someone who hates the idea of this movie and make them say, okay, that was pretty good. Not the whole movie, but that part, that was pretty good, actually. So, I'm not a big fan of the movie as a whole, but if you want a monster fight movie, and if you want a no politics, no agenda crap movie, this is going to fill that role. And I think that may be the best news to come out of this movie. It's just fun. Okay, is it perfect by any means? No, but it is entertaining. If that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for the deep character interaction, the deep plots, you're not going to find it. And in fact, the human characters, like most Legendary Pictures movies, range from completely inept to just really annoying. So, uh, but I think by now you know what you're going to get with a Legendary Pictures monster movie. I was hoping they would have improved on that, but oh well. So again, if you like monster fights and you want to see Godzilla fight King Kong, this is the movie for you. If you enjoy spectacle and you want to just get away from serious reality and all that crap, it's a good movie for that, for sure. So let me know if you've seen the movie, what you think of it. Hit the like button if you like the movie or the video. Sorry. Hit the like button if you like the movie too. I don't care either way. Um, consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you next time.